Hello and welcome to Drive to Describe, a Formula One podcast all about the fantastic Hungarian Grand Prix. With me, well, not as usual. He's also whinging every single lap about how shit his car is, but yet he still comes second. It's Taylor.
Yes. Well, that's what you get when you drive a Mazda CX-5. Hello, everyone.
It's good to have you back, my friend. It really is.
It's good to have you back, James. And I would just like everyone to know that James has now more professional cat photos than Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen have combined world championships.
Professional cat photos?
Well, yeah.
Very good.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah. Well, I do have no kids and 2 cats, so my phone is just pretty much full of screenshots of Formula One and pictures of my cat. So yeah, other than that, we're good. And pushing the buttons and keeping everything going as smoothly as it possibly can. But I'm pretty sure he's about to unleash an almighty tirade against Carlos Sainz. It's Sagi.
I will temporarily hold fire, but you are correct. He qualifies for numerous awards today.
Yeah, I'm guessing none of them are in the positive.
Correct. Oh, okay. We're going to have to keep, are we? Sorry for a good start.
Taylor's about to crash.
No, my car beeps when I go over 120 kilometers per hour. So
Gotcha.
The speed limit is
Responsible
currently
YouTubers.
130.
Yeah. I was going to say responsible
speeding.
side of motoring in the UAE. Anyway, the Formula One race is run, won, and done, with Lando Norris taking his first win as world champion this week. What do we think, boys?
I mean, Lando was the fastest driver over the weekend, so he's a deserving victor. There are other things that are of more significance to me from this race weekend in general. But I forgot what it's like to be invested, to be honest. I was, I just watched the races for the fun of it. But when Oscar's leading, I get significantly more emotionally invested. And when it's 1 a.m. in Australia and things go tits up, I do not react with the maturity of a 44-year-old.
Yeah, I thought, man, for the Hungaroring, this was a phenomenal Grand Prix. Lots to talk about. And one of those, me and Sagi might be in disagreement here, but one of those rare moments where Lando Norris said something on the radio and then he was in fact correct. So it was pretty good. But all in all, this was a phenomenal weekend for my boy as well. Well, not a phenomenal weekend. I should paraphrase. A phenomenal Sunday. To see Max really fighting, and he was just as shocked himself to be on the podium. So I thought this was pretty interesting. Lots to talk about, lads. Lots to talk about.
Well, James, what did you think?
It was another one of those races, kind of like last weekend, where I was enthralled the whole way through and couldn't take my eyes off it. But it wasn't an amazing race. It was it was one of those things that promised so much. And if you could only have even a 10% chance of overtaking at the Hungaroring, this could have been an absolute classic, because there was so many people stuck right up the chuff of somebody else for countless laps, but they just couldn't get past. And so, it had the makings of being something absolutely fantastic, but it flattered to deceive a little bit. When I look back on it now, I was invested and enthralled at the time, but when I look back and the actual action that happened was all through stupidity, not through great racing.
Can I ask a question of you both? I think we've maybe never asked this question of each other. Do you prefer a track like Hungaroring that allows for good racing and interesting racing and really pushes the driver to take these risks when overtaking, or do you prefer a track like Spa where it's just madness and it's just full speed, let's go?
You go, Sags.
Maybe something between the two. I feel like it just lacked a real.
How's the weather up there on the fence?
Yeah. No, I like strategic racing. One of my favorite races of all time was the 2010 Hungary Grand Prix, where Seb got a penalty, and then Mark went flat out for about 20 laps to build a pit stop gap to him after the safety car. So, no, I think you do have to drive a really strategic, well thought out race to make the Hungaroring work for you. So I just like that it produces a different style of racing, and it is more a track for the cerebral assassins.
I think you're right. There just would be just maybe that 10% easier to make an overtake. I don't like tracks where you can purposely drive 3 seconds a lap slower and people still can't get past you. And the Hungaroring is one of those tracks. So it's like when Lewis was on the softs at the start and he was all over Verstappen at the back, they just couldn't get past. So it's
Max showed us you can pass.
There was a lot of Max in that, not a lot of Hungaroring. I think James just quietly.
I think then it's
look at Lando behind Oscar as well for the same.
If that was Silverstone, he would have been passed and away. Yeah, because it's to me. And again, you're going to give me grief for it being the only British track on the calendar, but Silverstone is racing perfection. It just really is. It allows for everything.
Well, we weren't there, so each track being different makes the championship much more.
Yeah, exactly right, and you have to win on all of them, or you have to be competitive on all of them if you're going to win a world championship. So that's.
But I do take your point, James, because I think Lando behind Oscar kind of proved that as well, right? Lando definitely passed up. I mean, I'm not even going to pretend to deny that. But in any event, it is a tricky track to pass, and you've got to be clever, you've got to be smarter, you've got to get a little bit lucky. And it's all colors of the rainbow, right? Like, I don't want every track where you can pass them down the hanger straight and job done in 30 seconds. Like, there isn't as much strategy or thought, or even like working your way through how can I pass them, where can I make a move, and all that sort of stuff. So I kind of think it delivers something a little different, and it tends to deliver a pretty good race. So I take your point, James, because there wasn't a lot of what we would call quote unquote action on track, but at the same time it was enthralling because you're thinking, I wonder what they're going to do to make that work. I wonder if Hadger's going to hold them up. How's this going to all sort of come together? I thought it was really certainly the most invested race I've had this year, but not necessarily because it was the best race, but at least I was definitely invested in this one. It took Jamie Chadwick to calm me down after the race. Thank you.
She does that. She tends to do that to most people. Yeah, she's fantastic again this weekend, and we're probably not going to have a commentary corner this weekend, but she's just a breath of fresh air in Formula One, isn't she?
This is much ado about nothing. But did you catch Martin's grid walk where some dude pulled him up and said, "I'm glad you're feeling better"? And Martin's like, "Didn't know I was sick." That was so weird. Anyway, all right. Shall we get into our segments? Oh, I suppose we should. I haven't even touched on where we're sitting with the championship. I'll put the points up on the big screen there. So Kimi does extend his championship lead with a podium kind of out of nowhere. He now has a 50-point 2-race gap to Lewis Hamilton. Your boy George, James's boy George, he's on Street.
He just got unlucky again this weekend, didn't he? It's going to anti-stall off the grid.
Don't you say they run out of talent? Isn't that what you call it, James? Running out of talent?
Well, no, that was a software issue that put him into anti-stall. He then maximised what he could get out of the weekend, didn't he? He pretty much overtook every car in the field apart from the top 6.
I mean, he's in a Mercedes. I think, George, this break could not come sooner.
At a better time.
For one GR. He is really... I've never seen him like this.
Yeah, I agree with you.
He's spooked. And, I hope, for the sake of racing, he gets his act together over the break. But, he's really rattled.
I was going to say, before we carry on with the George conversation of this, we missed it last week when we'd recorded the radio that he was played on Sky Sports F1 Germany. He unloaded on his team.
It's crazy.
Unloaded, James. I don't have the audio ready, but I wish I did now that I've thought of it immediately right now. But unacceptable, what the F? Like he was not
Unacceptable, guys. Uneffing acceptable. Yeah.
He had just crashed a Formula One car, so I dare say the adrenaline was pumping. Yeah.
I'll also say he was right.
Yeah.
He was right. He was right.
More of that.
Yeah. We will see what happens, because obviously he had to stop in quali this weekend as well, didn't he? And had to put a new engine in. Lucky enough, he has one of his allocation left, so he didn't take a penalty. But right. It will be interesting to see if this new engine, because he seemed, once he got going this weekend, he seemed reasonably able to pass the slower cars, which some people were struggling with. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see when we come back from the thing. Hopefully, a good reset and a good break on a yacht somewhere will do him the world of good, and he'll come back. But the one thing we've also seen this year is that points leads don't really. You'd like to have one, but right now you're only a DNF away from being right back in the mix of things, and DNFs are coming thick and fast this year.
All right.
How much a year has changed, James?
Let's get to it. Let's get to our tweet length reviews of the race weekend. Taylor, why don't you kick us off, and then James and myself?
Well, this is maybe too cerebral. Satisfied is what I was going to say.
That's it, a one-worder.
Well, because, hungry, satisfied.
Oh my God.
No?
You've had too much time to think about that. Yeah.
He's back.
I am.
Mine is a bit more sarcastic, which is a huge surprise for me, obviously. Is I can't wait for the Aussies to try and show me how McLaren screwed Oscar this time.
They didn't.
Well, James, you lead me in nicely. My tweet length review is, I've hated McLaren since the 90s, and it remains true.
Sagi.
So, all right, so we're going to go here now, are we?
I hate them.
Sagi, come on.
Seeing an Australian in McLaren hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
Get me out of there.
Okay, can I play the James card? I'm going to play the James card.
I'm ready.
Okay, walk me through how Oscar didn't snooker himself this weekend. Walk me through it.
Oh, jeez. I didn't say it was a rational take. This is a deep-seated 30-year hatred. Look, I think Oscar's radio spoke exactly how I felt when he post the Sainz incident, which we will obviously get to. It was probably one of the defining moments of the race in any event.
Yeah.
But I mean, they play these papaya rules more broadly to such detriment to just making good strategy calls. And if they had given Oscar all that information, hey, if we pit you, yes, we've got to worry about the undercut from Lewis. But here's my take on it from a McLaren perspective, not Oscar, because Oscar lacked pace. I'm not even pretending that's not the case. But if you're going to play fair's fair all the time with everything, pit Lando the next lap. And if you're not playing fair's fair, and Oscar said in his post-race interview, I kind of hope the team might go, we'll leave Lando out a couple more laps because that wasn't fair to Oscar, which we've seen them do weird shit where Lando had a slow pit stop, Oscar let him through, like that kind of thing. Now, he said himself, I don't think that's fair or rational, but he hoped for it. And I guess they've kind of snookered themselves in the sense of their propensity for fairness sometimes puts him in the mud. Now, did Oscar know he was going to come out in a bunch of traffic? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. And maybe he did make an informed decision, but on the radio, he sounded pretty pissed that he ended up in a bunch of traffic because he said, I suppose you well accounted for that too. So what do you say? He wasn't fast enough anyway. So Lando deserved the win. My issue is sorry, James, this team's insistence on this stupid fairness shit. When, look, if Lando wants to pit 2 laps earlier and Oscar doesn't want to pit in that moment, pit Lando. That's fair. Isn't that fair? Because Lewis is on the radio. With the full hindsight, right? Lewis is on the radio going, am I going to make it to the end? So he's there. Ferrari are like, we just had to cover off Max. They're not thinking about the McLarens. Why are they worried about Lewis?
I've been saying this for years. I don't understand papaya rules at all. So I agree with you here 100%. And I actually think competing garages, or at least, you make the decision and you have that dominant garage. I mean, for God's sakes, Lando Norris is the world champion. Now, I give him an asterisk next to that world championship, but he's still the world champion. So he's your number one. Like, what? Why? I don't understand why this is hard for McLaren to do
faster. He's just
he
faster.
was way faster this weekend. Watching him behind Oscar was like, it was painful. I was like, what are they doing? Like,
he was amusing himself by driving off and then catching back up again. It was almost.
It was so comical. I was like, this is a waste of everyone's time. And like, it was.
And they were leaving themselves open to that, having to make undercut decisions that they shouldn't have had to be making.
This is the thing is, they left it so long that something could have happened which could have really compromised Lando's race, and that would have been completely unfair. I'm not the biggest Lando Norris fan, but he deserved this win by a country mile. And they're just playing with fire. They did it last year. You'd think they would have learned, but you can't be angry at McLaren for screwing an Aussie. Not this weekend. Not this weekend.
Yeah, okay. I'm still angry. If Oscar's angry, I'm angry.
Yeah, I don't see how McLaren, they had to cover off Hamilton because it was difficult to pass on this track. There was only 3 passes for meaningful positions that weren't people on tire offsets, and it was shit that he got put back into traffic and all that kind of stuff. But and it was so unlucky the fact that Carlos didn't have the blue flag warning on his steering wheel and he wasn't shown blue flags and didn't see him coming. And he just,
I'm going to talk about that in a minute.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it's been
no,
like,
I don't care about an automatic system. Can we please just get to Carlos Sainz right now?
Yeah, we can get to Carlos Sainz. We're gonna have more Carlos. That was our tweet length review. We actually go through our segments. Let's do our favorite moment from the weekend. So we've got our yes segment for our favorite moment, and I'll run with that sting immediately. Yes! Taylor, what have you got? What was your favorite moment of the weekend? We will get to Carlos.
So easy. Max on Lewis. Holy Christ. What an overtake. If that is not the overtake of the season, I don't know what is. Whew. Incredible.
I have the exact same one. James, do you have anything different?
I have all the snaps and the mistakes. These cars are difficult to drive, but my God, they'll bite you if you try and step out of line with them. They take a bit of driving now, which is Formula One cars haven't done that in a long while. So
good,
it's fantastic. It's But
I like that.
So you're really loving the fact that Max's push button overtake was the best overtake of the season?
Dude.
You just said there's no passing on this track.
Bro.
That was a ripping pass.
The line that he took was insane. Insane.
Yeah, it was a good
crazy if you think that was a push button overtake.
He ran out of battery. Lewis ran out of battery.
Max didn't do a push button overtake.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
And Max would have no idea he's run out at that point. None. He just went for it.
Other than the fact he was waltzing past him, yeah.
Bro, you're just trolling at this point. You're trolling. Yeah. That was insane.
This is a troll.
There was no gap. And somehow Max made it. It was
all right.
Yeah, I agree.
In fairness, an overtake takes 2. That could very easily have become the incident of the season, and instead it was the greatest overtake of the season. So, Max complaining about Lewis's jink, I don't know. To me, it didn't seem like moving under braking to me.
Agreed. I think Lewis was just going for the corner at that point. I don't think Max was coming.
Yeah.
I think he was like, holy shit, Max Verstappen's here.
Agreed. I'm desperate to get to know Mikey No. So let's do it.
Let's do it.
No, Mikey, that was so not right.
I absolutely need to pull ranking first. Oh, go on.
I was just going to say this. It pissed me off, right, that George Russell was able to do what he did a couple of races ago with the double waved yellows and single waved yellows, right? But it was masterful driving, and a man at the top of his skill and observation, and that's what I expect from a Formula One driver. Carlos Sainz does not need to have some kind of automatic blue flag system to know that Lando Norris in an orange McLaren is behind him.
You mean Oscar, but yeah.
Oh, sorry. What did I say, Lando? This was fucked. Don't try and explain it away by saying, well, they have these really fancy automated systems and it wasn't working, so now they're on manual blue flags. Yeah, guess how long they've been on manual blue flags for? Like 40 years? Fuck off. Fucking give me fucking excuses for Carlos Sainz. He was an idiot this weekend. Idiot!
You go, Sakes.
Oh, I will. Carlos Sainz is my no Mikey no. He will win some other segments as well because fuck this guy. He had, as Ant showed it, I don't care about his dashboard. There was 5 different occasions that a blue flag waved on circuit in terms of the electronic boards. Blue flags constantly. He was radioed by the team as it's now come out saying Piastri is approaching. You'll get blue flags. There is no excuse for a guy racing for 18th to find himself hitting the leader off track, the net leader, excuse me, at that moment. That is just so ridiculous. And yeah, Oscar's gearbox gave up in the end. But if Oscar doesn't do that shit and he comes out a second in front of Lando at the next stops because he didn't go through all this shit and his gearbox doesn't give up, he wins this race.
Yeah.
And so the fact that a backmarker with 5 blue flags at that point just ignored them and then hits the side of the race leader and a guy of Carlos Sainz experience, are you kidding me? This wasn't like a Franco Colapinto or a Nikita Mazepin. This is a guy you guys rate better than Charles Leclerc at different times through their careers. I never have.
Yep.
And every time he's involved in an incident, he sooks up and makes excuses every fucking time. He's a recidivist. He does this constantly. I want to play a little bit of audio because I do want to get into how pissed off Oscar was in this moment as well.
Oh, contact! Unbelievable!
Oh, get out of the way, Carlos Sainz. What's he doing?
Get out of the way, you idiot! Oh my God!
I had no idea Piastri was there. No idea. Impossible to know when I was fighting also to know that Piastri was there.
Impossible to know. Give me a fucking break.
Fucking nuts.
This was deplorable racing. I'm going hard on him, but I mean, he's too experienced to be this shit.
Me too.
All right, James, who are you?
To your
You ever
point.
know?
Sorry, go on.
That's okay.
In response to that, even McLaren came out and said, look, we know that Carlos Sainz is not a bad person, so he didn't do this on purpose. But it's unforgivable, isn't it?
What does purpose have anything to do with?
Yeah, who cares?
This is what
Right.
you know what? This we're all best friends in the paddock fucking nonsense. Like, no, McLaren, come out and say it is unacceptable for a driver of Carlos Sainz's tenure to make a mistake like that. Like, why is that so fucking hard to say? Like, if Max Verstappen did this, if Max Verstappen was rolling around in 18th and then bumped into whoever, doesn't matter who, everyone would be like, oh, it's the red mist and Max just can't give up. It's Carlos Sainz. So like, oh yeah, look at his luscious hair. Isn't he such a nice guy? Fuck off. Just fuck off. This is fucking incompetence. Like, I'm so angry about this. Like, he should miss a race, 2 races. Fuck you, Carlos. Just fuck off.
Which does bring us to the next part of this. And sorry, James, I will come to you for yours if it's any different.
Sorry,
but
James. I'm sorry, James.
a 5-second penalty is ridiculous. He ignored blue flags. He ignored team radio. He cut back across Oscar's car and put him off track. I'm sorry, Lewis Hamilton gets 5 seconds last week for a little understeer in traffic on lap 1. The same penalty for the back marker not giving way for blue flags is absurd. So bad.
Yeah. No, Mikey, no, and it wasn't just Carlos. There was one point there where Esteban Ocon was racing the race leader. There was something wrong with the blue flags or something this weekend because it was across the whole grid. There was people just not quite getting. Sorry, having cat problems.
This is relentless. For those not on the James is determined to be on this podcast.
Yes, we had a couple of cat innocents. Yeah. I think Ollie Behrman did the same, and there was a couple of times the Alpines were in the way the whole way around, and it's just get out of the way. The other option we've got is no blue flags. You have to overtake people.
No, don't. No, God.
Oh God,
That's a disaster, James. Come on. That can't be a serious FIA for a
It'd be
day.
fun though, wouldn't it?
the thing is, right, and look, maybe I'm holding some of these drivers to a higher standard that's unacceptable, but you have drivers like Alonso, Lewis, Max, who are driving around, battling their own races, and then say, oh, by the way, what happened in between P6 and P7? I just saw an incident on the big screen. There are guys with pure racecraft who know exactly what's happening at the track at any time, and then there's this. And you can't tell me that Carlos Sainz did not know that he wasn't racing the McLarens this weekend. Like, that is just the guy knows racing too much. And yes, maybe there were some technical issues, maybe whatever this system that they had, which was, has helped them for years or whatever. But come on, we're racing. These guys have raced their whole life. These are supposed to be the 20 best race drivers on the planet.
22.
22.
Also,
21 in Lance Stroll. Yeah.
well, for those who haven't watched the race, there was apparently gremlins, is what they've called it, in the flag system, the automated flag system. So the blue flags were showing on track with the marshals, of course. The blue flags were showing on the electronic boards without the number of the car that was behind them, but I don't think that fucking matters. And it wasn't showing on their dashes. They took them off because there was some erroneous blue flags appearing on people's dashes. But goodness me, like, they showed the replay of Carlos. There was so many obvious blue panels for him to get. It's beyond ridiculous. I'm sure Taylor will be back with us in a moment. He's disappeared off my screen. I don't know what yours, James, but
just got a picture of Oscar's helmet.
just Oscar's helmet. But look, it was an incredibly frustrating situation, and I felt for Oscar. And there is some, I'm not sure if you caught this, James, there is some online prognosticating that this was a Carlando help a brother out kind of move. Obviously not. He's just incompetent.
Yeah.
Have you noticed Carlos has this habit when he fucks up of blaming everyone else?
I think that's every single Formula One driver that ever lived, though, isn't it?
No, he's at a level that's just like, just say my bad.
Yeah. Maybe he messes up more, so he has more chances to blame other people as well. But Anyway, it was crap, and
the blue flags in general were, the guys failed miserably. Bortolotto was another one that blocked. Excessively at one section,
and especially on a track like this where it's so difficult to pass. You kind of have to rely on the backmarkers to have their wits about them and get out of the way, which didn't happen a few times here, did it? Let's face it. So
All right, let's move on. We've got our W14 letter of apology. Someone needs to apologize over the weekend, James, and we'll see what we've got for that one.
Michael, this is Toto.
Go ahead, Toto.
Michael, I just sent you an email.
James, who needs to send an email?
I've got Williams.
Oh, I went a week early on them, didn't I? Oh, boy.
They were terrible. It's, and although this B-spec car from Aston Martin did not turn out to be their saviour, they got out of Q3 for the first time, but still went backwards pretty quickly from there. Williams, just as you said last week, they've got away with a multitude of sins this year purely because of the fact there are two teams that are worse than them, and
that's right.
Quite how, I do not know. And Alex Albon is just, it's like a what's the word they use for just a player in a video game that's just like a background character. He's a background character at the minute.
An NPC is what they call it.
An NPC. That's what I was looking for. He's just there. He's not really doing anything, is he? Yeah, at least Carlos Sainz is bashing into the leader amount of people. He's there. At least, Albon's not even. Yeah, Albon's not even making a noteworthy. I can't even remember him being showed on the coverage all weekend. Yeah.
Well, he was showing after his quali lap where, to your point about Williams, James Vowles came on the radio and said, "It was a good lap, Alex. The car's just all over the place." I'm sorry. Why? Why?
Yeah.
Sort it out. What is happening?
Yeah.
Aston Martin have gone past them. Aston Martin might be the worst team on the grid since like Marussia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Virgin Racing back in the day. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Name your team. They are.
Yeah. Mm.
They've been that bad this year, and they've just leapfrogged them. I expect them to leapfrog Cadillac, but Jesus Christ, what are Williams doing?
Yes.
Years of prep for this car.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Who
gets a little win out of this? And I know that's not our segment, but Adrian Newey, there is some, now it's the engine upgrades next at the Zandvoort.
Yeah.
So but 16, a whopping 16 component upgrades for Aston Martin. Geez, it saved them quite a lot of embarrassment, didn't it? They are now not going to be talked about as the worst F1 team in history.
They won't be too far off. Let's see what it is.
They were terrible. I don't know if Taylor's going to be joining us again. He hasn't.
No, I don't know. I think we might be on our own from here.
Is at work. He might be heading up to the. Sometimes when he hangs
might be
around
in the toilet again. Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. He sounds like he's in the toilet. But
yeah.
He's he may or may not rejoin us. In terms, he just takes. I can't get back in. Try again, buddy. Okay. We move on.
You got to do your W14.
Oh God, it's Carlos Sainz. Fuck this guy. I'm unrelenting this week. Carlos Sainz has been all the awards.
Yes. Well, the bad ones anyway.
All the bad ones. Okay. That takes us, James, I believe, over to top five driver. Oh, no, Poozy.
Poozy.
The Clive Poozy Memorial, James. Hashtag.
He's not dead.
He's not dead. Well, we hope. All righty. Who have you got?
I had a sneaky feeling Carlos Sainz would show up a lot in this one, so I zigged when everybody else zagged.
Okay, who you got?
I've got Verstappen.
What? Why?
Stop fucking whinging.
Are you serious?
He did not stop bitching the whole way around. The car's crap. Can't do this. My tyres have gone 2 laps in. I can't do this. Can't do that. Can't do what? You're second, dude. Just can't. Like, we all know that Formula One drivers are whingers. And as a George fan, I'll take on the chin the fact that he gets that world-class whinger label. But they're all just as bad as each other. He did not stop bitching about the car the whole way around, and he was doing all right. So, pull your head in.
Okay. Your hate knows no bounds, my friend. Knows no bounds.
It didn't sit well. It just pull your head in. It's you're second. It's not like in a car that's probably the 4th fastest car on the grid.
But you got to remember they choose what they broadcast, right? I mean, we didn't hear George's tirade last week, so sometimes they go with what the people want, and Max tends to be a relatively popular figure. I don't know if you've noticed. Anyway, my Poozy is going to shock you, James. Shock you to your core.
Does it begin with then it doesn't. Yeah.
I'd just like to add for the 3rd time, fuck this guy. Do better.
All right. So we know your deep-seated hatred of
It's, spoiler alert for you. He's not in my top 5 drivers.
Really?
Wouldn't have made my top 21.
Yeah. I would suggest he would make you 22. So getting back to your McLaren rant earlier. So is there anything they could have done differently? What if you had now you have the benefit of hindsight. What if you're his engineer? What do you do differently?
Who are you talking about? Oscar?
Yeah.
I don't know how much. Look, I mean, they're racing it however gazillion miles an hour they are, and the TV takes away so much of our ability to really appreciate that, I think, sometimes, until you get, an onboard or something. I just think it's like, here's what we can do. And the other thing I didn't even mention, James, is they worry about this undercut. This is the same team who's also pitted the guy in second first to assist with not getting undercut and then swap them back when appropriate. So the fact that they went with Oscar first is, I don't know whether it was Oscar's choice. That's a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah, I think that's,
It may be, right? But, was he informed enough that you're going to come out behind 6 cars in battling for position, and do you want to do that, or do you want to let Lando go first? I don't know. You're not privy to everything, right? So,
no,
but the fact that Oscar came on the radio and said, I don't suppose you factored that in as well, is probably an indication he had no idea he'd come out in amongst so much potential traffic on his laps.
On the track where it's
correct. Yeah, exactly, on a track where it's notoriously difficult to pass, and therefore these guys don't want to give up. They don't want to give up the spot in a position on track that's not particularly palatable, for them. So I don't know. The answer is I don't know. The bottom line is he wasn't fast enough. That's the truth. But I don't think. I just wonder if they operate in a functionality that makes the most sense to get the best results. I don't always believe they do. It's just why I don't like them.
I don't, because Lewis, when he pitted and went back in, he'd just gone 2 seconds faster in that previous lap that he pitted on his out lap. So they had to make a snap decision, and that was the snap decision they made. And let's face it, if he doesn't get hit by Carlos, then he probably regains the place and goes on and wins the race if his gearbox holds out. That's just. I don't think you can give McLaren any grief for what happened this weekend. I think they did what they had to do. They had to cover off Mercedes. They had to cover off Lewis, and they had to cover off.
They didn't have to.
Yeah, and what? Yeah. Oh, Lando was.
Lewis was in that same traffic. Oscar came out in front of him.
Yeah, but it caught him up pretty quick. Yeah, so it's. I think Lewis had a faster car this weekend than Oscar.
But I may grant you that he had a faster car than Oscar, but I won't say he had a faster car than Byron, if you will.
No,
Oscar missing P1 probably didn't help his cause for the weekend, which we haven't even talked about because they did the driver change where they put the young driver in. That's part of the sport,
which they have to do, and
they have to. Yeah, no qualms from me there. I'm just saying it probably didn't help him come to terms with all the upgrades and everything in as faster fashion as Lando. That said, then we've got news media here in Australia saying that he's been shafted because he got kicked out of the car. So you just don't know the sport if you think that's a shaft.
Exactly right. Exactly right. It's
Lando did it a few races
sensationalist journalism.
Yeah, bro. That's the way it goes. Clickbait bullshit, I think they call it, James.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, very true.
I don't think Taylor's rejoining us. He's having some issues with the
Chinese have got him on his cheap phone again.
Right.
Back.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, deep cut that one.
Top 5 drivers. Who's your number 5?
My number 5 for this week is Lewis Hamilton. I very nearly gave George 1 point for the drive back through the grid, but even I was struggling to give him anything this weekend. Lewis just on that first stint on the soft, he made a soft work and was basically glued to the back end of Max's car the whole way around that first stint, and just didn't let him out of sight and didn't give him a moment's peace. So it was one of those threatened to give us a classic, but didn't quite materialise because people couldn't quite get past. But Lewis Hamilton, number 5 for me.
Yeah, my number 5 is the guy who jumped off wholeheartedly last week, Nico Hülkenberg. Q3 appearance and points. So, he's on the board for the season. So, I don't know, whatever. Happy for him, I guess.
Yeah, he didn't make mine. He had an apology as well.
I mean, he did all right. He was up there with the Racing Bulls, who have been the best of the rest for a portion, if not all of it.
Yes.
With Alpine right there with him. So anyway, it was a good race by Hulk.
And a little note for the racing bulls as well is they were so busy racing they didn't realise Max was there and they were cutting him up and not letting him through.
It was a brutal blue flag race. Yep.
Yes. Having said that, number 4 for me is the aforementioned Max Verstappen. Don't want, like, the pass was great, don't get me wrong, but was a little lucky to inherit the position on the grid that he did with the 2 penalties that he kind of got double bubble on those penalties as well. So, and as our great co-host who we're missing this week, obviously, because she's actually doing some real work for a change, Jackie would say it was a bit of a tootling race. Didn't really see him too much. But still good enough for 4th.
Fair enough. He's in your top 5. It's all subjective at this point. See how that goes, James? You don't have to agree to besmirch someone's character over this.
Yeah, but there's agreeing and there's putting drivers in just purely to bring a reaction out of another person that's what gets the reaction. Yeah.
Number 4 for me is Mr. Kimi Antonelli to get back on the podium after his penalty. So 7th to 3rd, I think it's pretty impressive. Yes, he inherited Oscar's spot. Got a little lucky with, I don't know why Ferrari pitted Lewis. We can talk about that too if you want to, but that was a necessary pit stop. He was second on track at the time, second or third. He was right with Max.
Third, I think.
He was wound up 5th behind Chuck in the end as well.
Yeah, because he gave his penalty, 5-second penalty.
Like this stuff could matter at the end of the season for the championship. Lewis is one of the guys in the running still, and got like a faux pas. I like that Ferrari are being aggressive. I will say that.
Yes.
And I think they are. This was a balls up. Not the right time for that. It was a virtual, not a full. Just keep him out.
Yeah. A little bit too aggressive with their pit lane speed limiter as well. This was the 3rd time he's been pinged for speeding in the pit lane.
1 kilometers per hour. Anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't put Lewis in my top 5, but he was fine. I'd say he was fine.
Yeah.
He was fine. But number 4 for me is Kimi. So you're number 3?
Yeah. Number 3 for me is Oscar Piastri. I kind of had to give him a bit of a pity vote for number 3 this week, is because I just felt so sorry for him. He had a bit of the George Russells about his look of resignation that George had last week about him. So, number 3 for me, Oscar Piastri. Very, very close to a very good weekend, but unfortunately not quite.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say until the point that he couldn't, he was maximizing what he had, he was able to do with that car, let's say.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Max Verstappen. I'm not that different to you, really. I think he had the pass of the weekend, obviously. And he just found, like, that shouldn't have happened. Lewis fell asleep a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, it did, and it's a great move. It was a great move into turn 1. And by the end of the race, he was still a good few seconds ahead of Kimi and these other guys who were faster than him. I think that's fair to say. Red Bull weren't even top 3 in terms of teams. He's finished 2nd. So he's a guy that will find a way when given an opportunity. I don't think he did anything spectacularly, but in the end of the day, he was 2nd and his teammate was down in 7th. So,
Yeah. A little bit of a concern about old Isaac as well. We were giving him big props earlier in the year, but he's
I'm not that concerned. I think he was used as a block after the first pit stop, so it kind of compromised his race. So I don't read too much into that for Isaac this week. Yeah.
My number 2 this week is Kimi Antonelli. Same reason as you. He's the boy just has something. Don't know what it is. Can't put my finger on it, but he just has something. And now he's got to be odds-on favourite to win the championship this year, isn't he? So, yes, Kimi Antonelli, number 3.
Got a 2 race gap at the summer break.
So
that is a pretty handy buffer. My number 2, I'm going to call an audible. I didn't have him at 2 because I was feeling infuriated when I wrote down my top 5 post race. I'm going to ease it up a bit. Number 2 for me is now Oscar Piastri. That wasn't what I wrote down.
Was he your number 1? Yeah.
He will be a number 2, but I thought to his credit, he wasn't fast. In fact, this season he's kind of reminding me of his rookie year, James, where he just didn't quite grasp the tires. There was a few things that weren't quite working for him. It's a new era of the rules and the cars, and I think he might just be one of those guys who he just takes a little bit to find his groove.
Yep.
There's no doubting the talent. I think, we all agree Oscar's hugely talented. Is he as fast as Lando right now? No. I mean, clearly not. But he led every lap he could in the car that was available to him. He didn't really put a foot wrong. It's not his fault that someone who's completely overrated at the back of the grid sideswiped his car. And that put him in a tedious position in terms of holding his lead, which he was unable to do. As I think a direct result of that, he clearly had the ability to keep Lando at bay on a track such as this to that point. And he would, had his gearbox not given up and Sainz not sideswiped him, I think he wins this race. In the end, his gearbox gave up, so none of it matters in terms of
really
the actual result. But gee whiz, I mean, he drove the best he could with what he's able to do at the moment with his familiarity with this car, which Lando's just got better at, which is who we're going to talk about next, I would imagine.
So
we'll move straight to that. Your number one is, or our number one,
is Lando Norris. But just before we get that with the Oscar thing as well, he's never driven a non-ground effects Formula One car. This is his first time driving something like this, so it's going to take him a little bit longer than people that have driven in 2021 and before. So, which all the people around him at the front of the grid, other than Kimi, have done. So it's
a new frontier.
It's a different world. Yeah, it really is for them. But my number one this week is Lando Norris. If he doesn't have that snap of oversteer and going into the new Hamilton turn, which is what it's called now at the Hungaroring turn 4.
Dear Lord,
what was it? Car park turn or something was one of them. It was ridiculous.
Driving school turn.
Yeah, driving school. That's right. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. But if he doesn't do that, this is then potential Grand Slam weekends. He was that much faster than everybody else this weekend.
That's
he was, and as Taylor alluded to earlier, with he is famous for saying I'm faster, then gets in front and doesn't actually pull away. But he was rapid. I think he pulled 10 seconds in about 8 laps on everybody when he got in the front. So he was.
I agree. He's way faster this weekend. What I would say is there is an element of once Oscar was done in terms of beaten in that moment. I wonder how. I'm not saying there's a big amount, but I'm going to give it a let's say 0.2 a lap where you're just like, fuck this. You're just angry. You're not driving, your normal style. You're just
not present. Yeah.
You're pissed. And he was pissed. Don't fucking talk to me.
Yeah.
We never hear Oscar do that. So, he knew he had a track where he could drive the slowest and still win the race, right? Which we've heard a million times in this sport. And that's what he was on the way to doing until he wasn't.
And it's it is what it is, but it's
what it is. Lando was
as we said, we're talking about Norris here and not Piastri, but
you're right, correct. I revert back.
But he was imperious this weekend. It was Norris first and Daylight second this weekend.
Yeah, Lando was the best driver of the weekend. It would have been interesting had Lewis pipped him for pole just to see how the race would have sort of mapped out from there with Lando on the dirty side. But
and not got the penalty.
Yeah, but these are all things you can't relitigate. They are what they are. He in the race trim, my God. I mean, he was just, as you say, impervious. He was the fastest guy out there. I don't love his whinging radio, but in this case, I think it's some valid
might be justified
feedback to the team in those. In any event, Lando was exceptional. It's great to see the world champion win a race, which is always a good thing. And he is a likable character.
I've obviously gone the
number 4
UK, the Lando hat today. Although I say I'm a George fan, I'm a British fan. I'd like to see all of them do well. So it's
you and Crofty, my friend. Dear Lord.
I didn't. Yeah, I don't. I didn't see it this weekend.
They are fucking awful to listen to when they're getting their pro Brit cheering on. Oh, it's brutal. Really brutal to listen to. I may have been annoyed. In any event, we are at the summer break now, but there was some big news. There's some big news over the weekend, which is the return, James, of the, I guess, Bahrainian
Grand Prix in Sepang. Yeah,
Malaysia.
I do believe. Yeah. Well, the great news is that people that haven't watched Formula One since 2017 are going to get to watch Formula One cars go around the grid, go around the track at Sepang in Malaysia, which I hope it's an absolute ball terror like it always has been at Sepang, and people realise what they're missing and then think, all right, we've got to have this track back on the grid permanently, on the calendar permanently, because it was just and is just spectacular. But there's rumours that more are on the way, because obviously there's Abu Dhabi, there's Bahrain, there's Qatar, there's the makeup ones from Saudi and
we'll see.
Yeah,
let's just focus on the pack.
Yeah, so there might be some more classic tracks coming back, which is good.
Phenomenal circuit, Sepang.
Yes.
Immediately, I held in some flights on the weight on the ticketing.
Yes.
What they do with that. Malaysia is traditionally one of the most affordable, I will say, most economical tracks to visit. But that was different ownership. That was a different era of Formula One. I sincerely hope, given the lead time, that they do consider keeping the prices at a level that make it an exciting venture, let's say.
Yeah.
Will they? I don't know. I don't trust this group. It reminds me of all the American
No.
that just want to rake as much money out of people's wallets as humanly possible. Nevertheless, it's great to have the track back on the calendar.
On the grid.
I'm super excited for Sepang, and we get a triple header with Azerbaijan, Bahrain, and Singapore. Bahrain.
Well, I was reading some things the other day that that Lewis Hamilton, if he gets pole there, gets the record for getting pole at Sepang and Bahrain at the same time.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, because if he gets pole, if he gets pole in this one, then obviously because it's technically the Bahrain Grand Prix in Malaysia. So he'll then hold the record for pole positions at Sepang and hold the record for pole positions in the Bahrain Grand Prix at the same time. Yeah,
it's weird that they're still calling it the Bahrain Grand Prix.
There's a lot of money. Yeah.
In Malaysia, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah,
but I am happy that they've filled that gap there. I think that's fantastic. So the biggest thing for Formula One though is, if you weren't aware, it's because if they don't have 21 races minimum, they've got to pay the broadcasters back their fees to a degree. Obviously, in a money-driven company, they will not want to be doing that. So
no, we would have been racing around the car park in Coles or something.
Vegas? In Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. If you're not sure, that's literally what they do.
Yes, yeah. But if I wasn't going to Austin 3 weeks after that, I would be there with you holding in flights.
So you, my friend.
I think it would cost me one wife if I decided to say, I'm going to go Kuala Lumpur
as well.
2 weeks before. Yeah, I've got a bit of a travel heavy 6 months coming up as well. So if I tried to add in another trip, I think it would push her over the edge.
You might lose. You might cost yourself a wife for the fun.
Yes, very true. Very true. Well, she's very understanding, and I'm very lucky. But she'd kill me.
All right, we are F1 Drive to Describe. You find us on the TikTok, the Instagram, the YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you find your podcasts. We are there. This has been me, Nathan. James Taylor's gone. He was here with us for about half the podcast. It was a joy.
Yeah.
Turns out, for those of you who wonder why he never returned, I'll share because it's funny. His work in the UAE has banned the site we use for recording. Secondly, he didn't have enough data on his Chinese phone to read. Spend some money.
dear.
Come on. Come on.
That's probably what it is. That you can only come on 3 times a year now.
That's right. That's why he's never here. Anyway, we have the mid-season break coming up. We'll probably be back to talk about this, that, and the other. Just keep your eyes peeled. Obviously, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff.
Comment the big one. Get involved, and I've been checking the comments every other day.
We want to know what you think of Carlos Sainz.
Yes,
Angry. Get
especially if you're Spanish. Somebody coming that's got to defend Carlos in this thing.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Help us.
Yeah.
Duolingo comment section. Let's go.
Say you'll break out the Google Translate to insult you.
I'll be ready to say things camera on. All right.
Yeah.
With all of that said, we don't know any Hungarian words. There's no race to talk about. So see you later.
Ta-da.